So, welcome. It's been about 48 hours plus since United defeated Aston Villa 3-1, and here are some things I noticed here. These are my thoughts. So, usually United will build up in a 4. We start our games in the 4-2-3-1, and same as Aston Villa. But in previous game, from the West Ham down to the Newcastle game in which we finally lost, it was a 4-2-4. This 4-2-4 would leave Mino and Casemiro just in the midfield, and we saw that both in the Ruben Amorim era that did not really work. So what Carrick did in this game now was address that. So instead of a 4-2-4, what we had was now a 3-2-3-2. Right, yeah, 3-2-3-2, where it was the three defenders: Shaw, Maguire, and Euro. Dalot moved into the midfield, into the right channel, and he was now a midfielder alongside Casemiro. He didn't stay there throughout the game. He was moving around, but this was his primary role, to occupy the space in midfield as long as Bruno wasn't in the midfield. So whenever Bruno dropped into the midfield, Dalot would drop back into defense. If Ahmad moved in, he would move out. It's also allowed Dalot to be way more effective in the game. So he could come back and defend, and then he could pull out wide, overlap, allow Ahmad to drift in, and this was one of the reasons why you saw Dalot in so many good positions in the game. And this change in formation naturally led to the next evolution of this formation in the same game. And I'm sure you've noticed this. You've seen this formation somewhere before. So this was the formation we did not like. It was the 3-4-2-1, and but the difference in this now, why this worked in this particular case, was the propensity of Dalot to both drift into midfield. Amad Diallo being, instead of more as an advanced 10, he dropped into the midfield. There were more bodies, and because of how fluid the entire system was, it wasn't just a 3-4-2-1. It was a very, very mobile midfield. But this was usually the structure we'll end up in: Cunha on one side and Dalot on the other side. And this is how Dalot had like almost 3 chances. Dalot should have had a hat-trick in this game, and it's crazy that he didn't. So this is how the game played out. And then when so Aston Villa set up in a 4-4-2. Villa's idea coming into this match, and what I think they wanted was, because they had just played a game in Europa and were exhausted from it, and still were trying to save up players and energy for the next Europa game. They came to this match with the aim to draw the game, and they did not press us they did not really come out to play until they considered the first goal. Then they came out and pushed the ball. That was the first time in the second half that Villa actually progressed into our own half and still maintained sustained pressure. And if you look at that, and then they scored, contentious goal, handball, offside, should not have stood. They scored. Then once they scored, they went back in, did not come out again till we scored. Then they started pushing up. So they came with this idea of, we don't want to. We're not trying to win the game. We're just trying to not to lose the game. So this is how I want us to play. I want us to be. I complained during Crystal Palace game, and I think I also complained after the West Ham game. I complained after the Newcastle game that we are not playing like we are a top team. We're trying to just capitalize on people's mistakes. This game was us, even more exactly imposing our will on the opposition, being very, very attacking. We had the Ahmad headed that he should have headed. We had Dalot's 3 chances. We had Mbomo's chance where he scuffed the ball. We had a number of chances to win this game. This game could have reasonably ended about like a 6-7-1 victory. And this is how I want us to play. I don't want to be the plucky underdog. This is so. If Carrick is to keep his job, if Carrick is to be the if Carrick is to be the manager of Manchester United, he should. This is how I want to see. So we play Bournemouth on Friday, and when that game comes around, I want us to not have to worry about if they come out to press us, because we've shown now that if a team can come out to press us, the formation can change to adapt to beat that team. It can, and it's no longer a 4-2-4 where the midfield is outmatched. The only thing I would say is Diogo Dalot. I love you, man. You 7 out of 10 player every single game. But if you are going to be getting into positions like this Villa game, please score. Please score. You can't keep wasting chances like that. And I would say we can't say enough. But Bruno Fernandes, man, Bruno Fernandes is special. He should have had 4 assists in this game. He should have had 4 assists in this game, 4 or 5 assists. He came off with 2, and we have a gem. We have the best player in the Premier League playing for us, and it makes me so happy, man. So yeah, if there's anything you notice, any other thing any thoughts you have on the game that I did not express in this video, any other formation tweak you noticed in the game, please let me know. And yeah, see you in the next one.